Remember back in the day when they said the children are the future and all that stuff? And I strongly believe that that's the case, except that when it comes to children being the future, you need children to be loved. You can't have children that are unloved, because otherwise the children are no longer the future. What they are is disgruntled and angry, and and some of them end up being homeless, and some of them end up being just rejected and stuff. So let's think about that, because a lot of people get caught up in little bits and bobs of abortion and stuff. And when is the child a real child? Is it in the very beginning? Is it towards the end when it's fully formed? We could have debates on that all day long. But what about what I like to think about it as is child abuse. Child abuse starts before the baby is born. So let's talk about that. If you force somebody to do something that they don't want, they will do it, but they won't do it well. And let's face it, if you're not ready to be a mother, if you're not ready to be a parent, you can do so many different things to abuse a child before the child is even born. And the whole point of becoming a parent, or at least if you want your child to be the future, is you want to lay the groundwork, right? Just like when you're building something, you want to make sure that the bricks and the cement and whatever that is supporting the whole building is rock solid. You can't be like smoking, you can't be like drinking, you can't be like doing a bunch of things. And you know that the people that hate the whole point or the idea of having a child, when something happened to them and they weren't prepared and they weren't ready, so asking them to keep the child at that point is just a recipe for disaster. So I think the one thing that people never think about is the thing that really matters, which is child abuse starts way before the child is born. And just like when you are asked to take poison, getting yourself injected with something that you did not ask for, that you didn't want, or perhaps a parent is forcing you to eat something that you don't want. That's also, in a way, abuse. So what goes in and out of your body should be up to the individual in question. And a lot of times I feel like, just like I always say, it doesn't really matter what you feel and what you want, because when you go to the voting booth, you can always get outvoted. And sometimes when it comes to the matters of the human body, a male should only be the one, in charge of voting for the male, and the female should be the only one voting for the female, because in some cases, I do believe that the women are in the majority in thinking that, okay, well, it's going to be inside me, so I should be the one in charge of what's going on. And it feels like, if you anger the women enough, they'll find their way back. So maybe they'll say, you know what, you forced me to keep this child and I didn't want this child. So now we're going to put in a law that says, if I have to keep this child, then you got to go snippity snip, because, okay, you forced me to get this one child, but, with the law that it is in this way that it's set up, then what stops you from putting another child in me, right? So if you're going to make me keep this child, then I get to tell you that you got to go snippity snip, because the next time, if you want to go and make me keep the child, it's not happening. So I guess that's going to be in the future. You know that if you anger the wrong people, the cycle of revenge is going to just keep going. So you may think that you won because you're going to make the female keep the child, whether she wants it or not. But there's things that they can do that are abusive to the child, as well as they could be fighting for the next law, which is, If you make me keep the child, then you, the father, gotta go snippity snip. Hey, you win some, you lose some. It's gonna happen in a place near you, in a state near you. You just never know. And then once it happens in one state, it's gonna spread. So, oh man, the world we live in. The world we live in is the world we live in. But man, oh man, does it get worse? I tell you, it gets worse. A little bit worse every day. A little bit worse every day. Let's just say that what goes in your body should be up to you, the individual. And nobody should tell you what to do. Not the government, not the spouse, not anybody. That's the way it should be. But anyway, I'll see you.